video just with my cell phone because I just didn't want to get all the other gear out. But I did want to show you something I got in the mail. This showed up a couple days ago, and I didn't even know that this was being worked on. Oh, can't show that. But from Wyze, they just came out with a new version, and I got a pair of these just to try them out. The V3 Pro. Now, I sure wish I knew this was coming out, because just a few weeks ago, I ordered a pair of Wyze V3s because I actually had one that went bad on one of our corners of our house here. It did catch a lot of sunlight during the day, but it wasn't pointed at the sun, and it almost started to get like a haze in it. I looked at that camera as best I could. I couldn't see anything wrong with it from the outside. It may be that it got some moisture inside. Can't tell. For the cost of that thing, I'm not going to bother to take it apart and try to put it back together. But I did want to get rid of that. Show y'all that Wyze has come out with these new cameras, and they don't have, I would not call this a huge upgrade over the V3. The V3 to the V3 Pro has some incremental increases. The resolution is, well, a bunch of junk in here. The resolution went up from 1080p to 1920. Now, I'm not that much of a tech geek, but I can tell you that I had to look it up. And the difference is with 1080p, your resolution is 1920 wide by 1080p down. But when you go to 2K, you have 2560 across the top, the number of pixels, and you have 1440 down the side, which it's about a 33% increase, if put that in even simpler numbers. So the actual outside, the form factor on the outside of these cameras has not changed from the V3 to the V3 Pro. Oh, there it is. As far as the size, the shape, the way it maneuvers, where the plugs are, this is for your SD card, and this is your reset button. Still has a magnet in the bottom. You can still remove this to get a 1/4-20 thread mount if you want to. What has changed is the resolution. They've added an internal spotlight here, which I'm going to do a more thorough review of this and actually show you that thing in operation, show you some daytime and nighttime shots and all that. Not real sure if that spotlight is a great increase as far as desirability from your standpoint. I can tell you that the V3 and the V3 Pro, as far as the SD cards, the memory cards you can put in here, they are rated by Wyze as limited to 32 gigabytes. Now, I can tell you I regularly put a 128 gigabyte card in the V3s. I will put at least a 128, if not maybe even try a 256 in this camera to see if it'll take it, if it'll work. So you've got the spotlight, the Siren. Honestly, I had to look this up. I didn't even know that the V3s had a Siren in it. I forgot that through the time I've had these up. But apparently this has a 80 decibel Siren in it. The V3 Pro has 89 decibels. So that's kind of like the difference between a dishwasher and a lawnmower. If you listen to this for 8 hours, you possibly will have hearing damage. If you listen to that for 8 hours, you will have hearing damage. Who's going to stand in front of this thing for 8 hours and listen to it going, wee? You kind of deserve it at that point. The cost of these, right now you can order these on Wyze's website. They're $50 each plus shipping. If you order a pair of them, they're going to be $96. So you save about $4. Don't know what the shipping cost is for two compared to one, but they're typically pretty fair about that. You cannot daisy chain the V3 Pro the same as the V3 on the back. I don't have one open to look at, but they only have the one power port, whereas the V2 had an in and an out, so you could daisy chain in and then out to the next one. Not a big deal. Anyway, hope you enjoyed looking at this little box here. I am a big user of the Wyze environment. I have thermostats. I have about 20 of these cameras in different locations. I use some of their outlets. I've got some of their original white bulbs. I do have somewhere around here in a box, I've ordered a set of their LED strips and I think some of their color bulbs I'll do a video on in the future. Anyway, hope y'all are having a good Veterans Day. Thank y'all to everybody who served. And I got nothing else here for you today, so I'm out. Thanks for watching.